for the last time this year?
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it. Mate, I feel that festive right now. It's not even funny.
How's the room looking? It's looking pretty good. We've caught the vibe a bit. Thought we'd spice it up with some festive, objects and things around the room. I think we've done well.
Absolutely, mate. People are going to be hearing this on Boxing Day. They're going to be sitting, hopefully, in front of the cricket, nursing the hangover, eating some leftovers, and listening to, if not Perth's, if not the Australia's, but the world's finest hangover cure, the Sunday Debrief podcast. How do you feel, mate? It's the best time of year.
I feel great. I mean, it's coming up to the new year. 2024 is upon us. Last episode. There's no better way to kick off or end your 2023 with a bit of Sunday Debrief and then start it off again with the new year. So I'm keen as.
Exactly right, mate. Last week, probably our biggest ep yet, we had the one and only Cooper Connolly on the potty. And look, he was somewhat here to provide you some cricketing tips and advice. And then he went out and played on Wednesday night. And cricket's a funny game.
Yeah. Do you want to bring out a quote from your father that you told me this morning?
Yeah, so I was at the game, a bit of roaming back chat duties. And I've walked into the house a good few hours after, and my dad says, mate, I thought Coops was coming on the potty to teach Regan how to play like Coops, not to start playing like Regan. So I think the advice went the wrong way, perhaps.
It's, the pitch must have been doing a bit. I mean, the other batters they thought, it's doing a bit of all sorts out there. But, cricket's a funny game. Coops will come out firing next game for sure. And, wow, he was great on the pod. I thought he gave some real good insight for sure. Spoke really well, and I thought, yeah, he was exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah, 100%. He was awesome. If you haven't gone and listened to that one yet, definitely give it a go. I mean, a variety of stories, cricket and non-cricket related, but the way he described the emotions of that Big Bash final and what happened afterwards, and then, some of the, further cricket-related stuff about his, mentors, like spoke about the Marsh brothers, and then even away from the cricket field, I mean, talking about like his family, his upbringing, and just a top bloke. So 100% worth a listen.
100%.
And I was thinking though, as he was saying, like, geez, tough pitch, copped a good one today.
Like,
imagine him. He's like, to be fair, it was a bit of an unlucky dismissal. It was caught up quick on him, the short ball, and it's just kind of leading edge. I think it came off his shoulder. And then, imagine him sitting in the sheds thinking, geez, like, pitch is doing a bit. And then just watches Zach Crawley and Aaron Hardy come up with an 130-run partnership at a strike rate of 200. So, look, probably can't blame the pitch on that one, but
that's all right.
He'll bounce back.
Yeah, all jokes aside, he's an absolute gun, and he'll bounce back for sure. And let's hope he gets some more opportunity at the top of the order for 2024.
I'm sure he will, mate. And look, away from the cricket field now, you were. Okay, we'll touch on this one first.
We'll touch on this first.
Yeah, do you just want to pull up your...
okay, I'll pull it up. So if you've got... It must be a new iOS update or something like that.
I'll stick it on the screen.
And you'll stick it on the screen. We'll get it up. And you go, when you call someone or you got a new contact or whatever, you got like the option of update like contact profile picture, and it updates for like everyone you're in contact with. So, Fitzy's called me and I see this face pop up. I'm like, whoa, okay. And it's just a nice photo of Fitzy looking a bit, disorientated, a bit disinterested, a bit fuming, you might say. He looked a bit, under the weather at the festival. And, so that has come up as the profile picture for him, and it caught me by surprise a bit. And I thought I'd let him know today that goes to everyone, and it's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, well, so I was fuming at the time because I was at Spilt Milk. It was probably about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Dermot Kennedy had just come on, who I really wanted to see, and I had just lost all my mates. So I was walking around alone, so I went to make a phone call, and I just got this new phone as well. So I probably hadn't made a call on it yet. So I got into like contacts or phone or iMessage or something. And it's just iOS. Apple was telling me update your profile picture. I didn't even know that was a thing. So what else could I do but just take a selfie and save it? I was like, okay. And then in the morning, like I went on like my account somehow and I just seen this face come up again. I was like, oh, that's a bit silly. I'll remove that. So then I just reverted it back to like the initials. So I was under the impression that everyone who was in contact with me just had RF. But you've just informed me this morning that it's not the case. So there's a warning out there for you.
It's a great pick, though. It's a great pick. I wouldn't change it for the world.
But I'm just worried, like, if I've made any serious, I don't know if I've been in contact with anything, like, serious, like, if I've tried to make any business calls or anything.
Job interview or something.
No wonder I've not heard back. Trying to get a job at the ABC or something, giving, like, the ABC CEO a call and all this, just this delusional festival face. So I hope not. But
that's good. It shows real character, though.
Well, that's it. I mean, you know, you got to be true to yourself in this world. So.
100%.
And in other news at the old coffee today, mate, the weekly coffee, you had something on your mind this week. And
it's been really, I wouldn't say pissing me off, but it's sort of, you know, certifies how good or how bad how I feel at the time or how my day is. So I'm talking about the evolution of the Aussie car wave. So if you're unaware, you know that everyone should be aware. You know, you got the classic car waves when you're in the car, and you know when you do a good deed, say for example, you let someone pull in front of you, and or you give someone your car park or something like that, or someone lets you through. You do the old, you know, you got two hands on the wheel, obviously, drive safely, and you do the old hand. It's the hand. And, you know, it's just a sign of respect. I do it all the time, even when sometimes it's not necessary at all. But lately, I feel like I've been pushing it myself. Like I've been the one at giving the hand when they should be, you know, giving the gesture. I'm sort of promoting it myself, like, hey, mate, you know, you're welcome sort of thing. I'm giving myself a you're welcome. And it's, you know, sometimes it prompts them, sometimes it doesn't. And it's just really getting on my nerves when people just aren't giving, you know, a thank you, because it's just un-Aussie. So that's the main one I'm thinking. And then you got there's two other types. It gets real into detail. If you're, you know, this is usually for the older generation. If you're going up and down the street, you've been there for, you know, 20 years, and you know, you just see a car on your street. It may or may not be someone you know, or may not be someone on your street.
But you're in the local area, so you feel a connection with them.
Yeah. So you just know them straight away, and it's just the two fingers. It's just off the wheel, the two fingers. Then the last one, last but not least, is if you let, this is while you're driving and you let someone, you know, through like on a giveaway or something when you're merging onto to the freeway when it's busy or some sort. It's the, cause you know, you can't see it if they're behind you. So you either you wind the window down and the yep, mate. Or if you're, you know, your car's not so tinted, you give the one out the back. Yeah, and I just think it's a nice gesture, and I just think it's been getting a bit out of hand lately, how no one's been using it.
Tell you what, we were on, this was like a couple of hours ago was the first time you brought this up, but I couldn't agree more. It really just...
It's a big issue.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously you have like, you've got the voice in your head, you know, constantly just like making little comments, you know, things that you wouldn't say out loud, but like, and every time I think like, even like, I'm close to the Currumbine train station and everyone decides to park on the street, even though there's like a 300, you know, car park, 300 car park, they just decide to park on the street. So it comes down to one lane. So like sometimes I'm trying to get out to Burns Beach Road, I just have to stop. And the number of people like, they just drive past and you just make the little like in your head sarcastic, like, oh, you're welcome. Like,
yeah.
Because well, it doesn't take much effort, does it?
Yeah,
you know?
and it just builds up. Then you end up just, you know, spilling your anger on something that shouldn't be. Like you've got at the shops the other day, you know, the crosswalk. Some people, you know, get confused. Might be nice letting the car go, but you always got to it's a crosswalk. You let the people walk first, and you know you got Beryl, the feature on this podcast, a lot, you know, waiting at the crosswalk, waiting for me to go, and I'm like, you know, come on, Beryl, like, and then I go. Champion, just fucking go, mate. And you're like, oh, fuck, I probably shouldn't have said that. Window's open and Beryl's just... her
hearing aid is pumped up to volume 15.
And she gives you a look and you're like, oh, Beryl, I'm sorry. It's not you. It's just, you know, the build-up. So, yeah, I just think that could be, you know, smidgen down a bit for sure.
Yeah, no. Bring back the wave.
Yeah, bring
it's
back
part
the
of
wave.
Aussie culture. It's part of just, you know, general manners. So let's bring it back.
100%.
Now, as we've talked about, it's Christmas time, it's New Year's time, so just plastered on the story. We need some Christmas-related stuff. We need some New Year's-related stuff, and as per the people delivered. So we had a few topics of conversation we wanted to cover. So one of them included best and or worst Christmas presents you've ever received. And the great Lachlan Byrne, speaking of Beryl, Nan Beryl, apparently, said he got, for 2 years in a row, he got girls' pajamas, aged 9 and 10. And he said Nan copped some bouncers for this, as she should.
Yeah, 100%. With the taped up ball as well, getting a bit of extra kick,
It's the in-swinger.
In-swinger.
Chasing her.
Yeah.
I mean, I can just imagine, in the backyard on Christmas Day, wearing his pink and purple, Barbie pajamas that he didn't ask for. And he's just gone the Michael Clark. Get ready for a broken fucking arm, Beryl.
Yeah.
Deserved.
Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal. It's not an ideal situation getting girls pajamas and 2 years in a row. 9 and 10, at least it could have been, it's not could have been older. That would have been a bit worse. But
you feel like, 1 year's a mistake, 2 years, okay.
2 years.
But at least you didn't make this mistake 3 times.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
And I mean, give Beryl a bit of slack. Might have forgotten.
Yep,
So,
that's right.
anyway, this one looks like a good present though.
Okay, Egan Brooks. My brother and I received proper go-karts each when we were about 10 years old. Far out.
Tell you what, I think the Brooks household was much more happy than the Byrne household on Christmas Day back when they were 10 years old.
100%.
Probably go-karts.
Yeah.
10 years old, would they be able to drive it?
Look, I don't know. And that would be a nice little gift for sure. I don't know where you could actually use them. Unless
No.
they got like a
I don't know. Maybe Egan grew up on a big plot.
big property.
He's just
Yeah.
whizzing him around the farm.
That'd be pretty cool though. Yeah,
Yeah.
go-karts are fun. Even when you're at hate to down on Adventure World, but the go-karts need a bit of a kick, I reckon, in the engine. Yeah, for sure.
Well, you reckon 10-year-old Egan is just like sending it 85 kilometres down the Mitchell
I
Freeway
reckon
in his
Egan
go-kart?
should bring his go-karts down and for him to replace those ones for sure.
For sure. Saab Sandu, because we asked, what's on your Christmas list for this year? And Saab says Bronte Shepherd is on his Christmas list.
Who's Bronte?
Oh, this is Bronte Shepherd. Fair play to Sahib on the Christmas list. This is what he wants for Christmas. So, anyway.
Oh, Sahib.
Anyway, Anonymous. Oh, sorry, this is back to the worst presents, I suppose.
What do you got? Anonymous here. I got potatoes one year in my Santa sack because apparently I was naughty. I liked cooking at the time, so I used them to make mashed potatoes, so I guess it's a win.
It's a cracking Christmas dinner.
You got to do what you got.
That's true.
You got to do what you got to do, and Anonymous here has made the most out of that, and some mashed potatoes. Could have gone with some snaggers as well. So
Bit of peas.
bit of peas, yeah,
Baked beans.
yeah, not bad at all. Nick Vlahov featuring again. You can do him, mate.
I don't want to do Nick. He wants to do me, I think, but I don't
Okay.
want to do Nick.
Yep.
Anyway, my Christmas wish is for Fitzy to start sending some TikToks to our group chat and not leave it for me and Sayeb. Look, no, that's probably valid. I've been a little bit lackluster on the TikToks recently. Just, they send in some good content.
Just creating them instead.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
They don't understand the life of a content creator.
exactly.
So, I mean, to be making such good content such as Test Cricket is Dead, taking a video of someone making a beer snake, the things like top 5 red flags, that took a lot of time and
takes
effort.
time.
So if only they understood the stress that goes into some of this creation, therefore I can't be watching and sending. So,
100%.
But I'll work on it.
That's fair effort.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Aaron B has come back again. Favorite Chrissy cocktails?
That's a good question.
It's a great question. Chrissy cocktails.
Tell you what, I don't think I've ever been a real people have like big family gatherings and stuff. Like they all get on the drinks. I've never really drank on Christmas. It's a bit more of a small family affair with no extended family. So never really been on like the Chrissy cocktails. I can't lie.
Chrissy cocktails. Feel like any that's easy. Or are you making your own or you're buying them?
Probably a mixture of both.
Probably a
Hey, you'd be
mixture.
buying a selection of beverages and then mixing them yourself.
Yeah. I think just any sort of, flavored vodka or anything. We got my missus has a slushy machine and it goes down a treat. So slab a couple bottles of vodka in that, get the slush all up and it goes down very well.
I am thinking like for Christmas, it would have to be something quite tropical, quite refreshing.
100%.
Slush would be outstanding.
100%.
I'd be inclined to get on the pina coladas again, like barley, add to the tally of 27.
Yep.
So,
yep, that sounds like a drink of choice for sure.
Good to see Aaron back in good spirits after just rinsing us for anything and anything over the past couple of months.
Yeah.
Look, the schedule. I'll tell you what, Aaron. This is, hope this special Christmas episode, 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
I hope this makes up for the couple of weeks we had off.
Yeah, it's really, the negative comments, they are. I wouldn't say that we don't call them negative comments because they're prompting us to just do better, and we're going to take them on
just
board.
Positive feedback / good content.
Yeah, that's it. So Aaron, and he's followed it up with a good question here. So he's one for the all time, I reckon.
Very good stuff, Aaron. Hope you enjoy your Christmas. Then we moved to, actually, this is also the last episode of 2023, so New Year's related stuff. So we were like, okay, send us your resolutions, send us your best and worst parts of 2023, and Anonymous. His worst part of 2023. And I, as much as this is anonymous, you said you knew the person, so you can probably give a better description of this story without revealing.
I won't reveal who it is because I know they wouldn't be, fond of me for revealing this sort of situation. So, Anonymous says here, my worst part of 2023 was getting rejected and given the number to a reading writing hotline. It sounds like what I need, reading writing hotline at the moment.
That's what I thought. Anonymous, it might be you just sending this.
Not me. But I do know who this was, and it wasn't. The intent was there. I liked the intent
because you witnessed this happen, right?
Witnessed this happen firsthand, and it was one of the first people to know to say, look, I've shot my shot and I've just completely airballed and I've just been given a hotline number, and not ideal, but the intent was there and it was just an unlucky scenario. But again, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so keep on kicking and Anonymous here will find the one for sure.
So is it from my understanding of the little description you gave? So he's gone up to her with like kind of the contact. Ready to go.
That did happen.
And she's physically typed in.
I think so. I know we saw from a distance it all unfold here because we were all sort of waiting in the peanut gallery to see what was going on. And we saw he was just waiting for his moment, waiting on the prowl. And at the corner, we could see through the what's called the window, a little what was on his phone. I was like, what's that on his phone? It was just the new contact page. Ready and waiting for either, him to put in the contact or her to put in the contact. But at least, you got halfway there. The contact was put in. It was just for something else.
It's like the 1300 655.
It probably was that. 06. It probably was that. So
anyway, he tried, mate. And you know what? That's the problem with the world at the moment. People they would rather regret not going after it than get rejected. And you know what? This bloke, at least he knows he can't regret it. He can't have any regrets because he tried. He did his best.
100%.
He got rejected. So what? That was an external factor.
Yeah.
And there's nothing he can do about that.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll suggest for next time is maybe he should update his iMessage profile picture. I think that was probably why.
That would have done good.
So if he handed 100%. The thing over and she's like put in her number and then like his contact comes up on her phone with a lovely selfie.
Like you can change your airdrop name and airdrop like his contact.
Does you reckon does my face come up on airdrop like that then?
I don't know.
I'd have to test that.
I'm not sure. But imagine like he like airdrop. I don't know if you can airdrop contacts, but like he airdrops like his contact to her. And she's like, what's this accept? And then you just see the face just come up. And then she's like, wow, that's something I want to be a part of for sure. So look, it could be a bit of an upgrade there, but the intentions are right, I think.
I reckon he should keep cracking on.
100%.
Right. This time we've got best part of 2023. Yubsy sent this one in, and he said his best part was meeting Fitzy for the first time properly at Perth Stadium on day 3 of the West Test versus Pakistan. I do remember this moment very clearly. I mean, we just arrived. It's just after the lunch break, probably, so what would that be? 1:30 kind of. I just gone and secured my first beverage of the afternoon. About to walk down to the seats, and I just hear Sunday Debrief. And it was the great man himself who contributes much to this podcast. Yeah, so, look, it was... he might say meeting me was the best part of 23. I could easily say the same thing. It was great to meet the great man in person for the first time after hearing so much about him.
Very wholesome
Very
interaction.
wholesome.
I bet that was. So that's fantastic all around. So this next one from
moving on to the
Ethan
resolutions,
Benson.
I think.
Resolutions. Here we go. Quit the vapes. We all know how that goes.
Too often I hear, and I'll encourage it. I'll say, look, you really need to put down that flavoured air. Why don't you just try normal air, just oxygen? And they say, okay, after this. There's one name in particular I can think of, and I know he was 100% be listening to this. I won't mention the name, but I think originally he said, okay, after footy season, I'm quitting. And then he said after footy season, I'm quitting. I was like, okay, footy season's done. He's still vaping. I'm like, what's happening, mate? He said, footy season doesn't end until the end of year presentations, which was like a good month after the season. I was like, you're just making things up. Okay. End of year presentations, I was like, mate, there's no excuses now. And then he did send a video just putting all of his dead vapes in the bin. I was like, awesome, that's what we like to see. And then Barley came around and he said, oh, well, look, Barley, that's poor from you, but okay, it's Barley. Comes back from Barley and he's still on. I'm like, mate, what's happened? What's the next made up, objective you're getting to? He's like, oh, well, it's silly season now, isn't it? It's holiday time.
Yeah, nearly the new year. Better wait.
So, okay. The next goal for you, young man, I know you'll be watching, is, 1st of Jan, that has to be it. 100%. I think we're going to a festival on the 1st, so he's going to say, okay, let's make it the 2nd of Jan. And after that, there's no excuses. Oh, no, then he'll say Wildland. Okay, 6th of Jan.
It's just a never-ending cycle, isn't it?
So I tell you what, mate, just quit now.
100%.
Anyway.
That's great. So Lockie Byrne is back and says, you should know the resolution.
I do know the resolution. And I gave you a little hint into it today. We're not putting anything public yet, but me and Lockie have something extraordinary on the books for 2024.
Yep.
The last week has been a life changer with some, we're just sitting at Cottesloe after Run Clubby. And we just started waffling. We were sitting there for a good 2 hours outside the general store at Cottesloe and somehow came up with this concept. And it's something that we're actually genuinely really motivated for. I think it's going to be a real life changer, not only for us, but for others. And we're really excited to reveal it in due course.
Yeah, Run Clubby was great, by the way. It was
good turnout.
Really good. Great turnout.
I was running late because I was trying to sort out the Coops app. But take us through it.
Things happen. So I arrived at a meeting place of the CBH. It was good crew down there. Did a nice jog, about 5 and a bit minute Ks for 5 kilometers, and it went well. Met some new people, and all loved it. So I think for the next ones, it'll keep getting bigger and better each time. So yeah, good for everyone who came down, and on to the next one for sure.
Yeah, awesome. Actually, I'll just quickly say this one first because this might actually fall under the category of best parts of 2023. The great Athena, who has been a big supporter of the potty in the past. Given the shout out on the TikTok.
Let's reword that. Let's reword that. A big supporter of you. But continue.
Only at the time, mate, because I don't think she'd met you before, but this is why this bit's important. Her best part of 2023 now is that she got a selfie with yours truly, Regan Spear.
That is only because she was pretending that it was you. That is why. And I know for a fact that she would have rathered it be you than me. But I guess it's just one of those things. But it's
a cracking photo as well. You're in your long sleeve, is that right?
I was
in the long sleeve Fremantle jumper.
I was Nat Fife. I was. See, again, that's an unsolicited photo of me that I had no context or no agreement to be taken.
I was in Cottesloe when I got sent that. I tell you what, it just really I was so excited to see that. See the great man in the long sleeve and the headband. Nat Fife and Regan Spear,
I didn't need to dress up much.
Two of the most wanted men in Perth collabing.
Yeah.
Oh, harboured a semi immediately.
And now I'm filing a lawsuit for that photo. That was not on, and could have kept that one a secret, and would have been fine. But now we're going to the courts. But that's okay. We live and we learn. But yeah,
That's okay.
yeah, that's okay.
We asked for some New Year's stories, and this lady who is asked to remain anonymous, but she's fantastic. She sent in a cracking story before. I was back in like ep 1 or 2, but she has some outstanding content. And she said to me, if you want a New Year's story for the pod,
Welp.
well, I passed out on my friend's lawn and offered to pay for her lawn to her dad whilst he hosed me down. It was 7 p.m. So she's only fallen 5 hours short of the grand finale. She said, my brother and his girlfriend had to pick me up, and I yacked all over her as well. Then when I woke up the next day, I found out Betty White died. I was legit unconsolable over that, but I'm pretty sure I was just still drunk. That's a terrible effort on New Year's.
It's not great. It's not great.
And you know, when I asked her, do you want this to be named or anonymous? She said, keep it anonymous. I don't want people thinking I'm an alcoholic. Don't worry. No one thinks you're an alcoholic when you crashed at 7 p.m.
Yep.
Clearly an amateur.
That's completely fair. No, that's completely fair. The grass is a good place to sleep, though. That did remind me of a certain moment that I've had on the grass, but we can move past that one. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, okay.
You can't. No, you can't bring that up.
We'll do it. Long story short, there was a party bus to attend to at a mate's place. You know, having a few drinks and prees before, and I thought I would. You know, I was feeling a little bit under the weather, so I thought I'd go out and get some fresh air. You know, do the best. And next thing I know, I've been woken up by the bloke's parents. At the next door neighbour's house on their lawn, and I've woken up and I've gone, has the party bus left yet? And I've gone, yeah, it left like 2 hours ago. And I'm like, ooh, okay. And then apparently everyone thought I was on the bus, and then I was, and then there was like, yeah. So,
did you make it to the destination?
No.
No. Did you sleep on the grass?
Yeah, I was just asleep on the grass. But yeah.
Did you lose your wallet that day in an Uber at least?
No.
Okay.
No Uber was needed to be called, so which was good.
You take the pros with the cons.
100%. So, yeah,
and
okay.
maybe if you did make it to the party bus, you probably wouldn't have been in a state to enjoy the night. Maybe you would have yacked on the bus, fallen asleep on the bus. Then things start getting complicated, right?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So it's just one of those ones, and unfortunately, that story there reminded me of it. So hopefully that goes back in the memory, and I don't have to bring that one up again. But we'll kick on.
Moving on to some of our general questions. I'll tell you what, some of the content into the Google Form system, outstanding this week.
It's been great. It's been fantastic.
Absolutely buzzing. This one, to be fair, was actually just a late submission to last week's quickfire questions. So Cooper Randell, sorry that you were just a touch late last week, but we're coming back to it. What do the lads drive?
I drive a 2013 Nissan X-Trail. And it's my vehicle.
It's probably one of the most recognisable vehicles in Perth because of the number of stickers on the back.
And there's only going to be more, especially with a couple, little circle ones that they could be coming out. That might be merch dropping very time soon. But that's in the process for sure. 2024 is our year, as we've been saying. But yeah, there always can be more stickers, and you can't be, when you're in a car park full of just cars, you got to be able to recognise your car.
That's true.
100%. When there's like 10,000 Suzuki Swifts and Toyota Corollas going around, you got to have something to recognise it by. So yeah.
Well, the old 2005 Toyota Kluger is still doing the job for me, which I don't own. My father owns, and he's given me till Easter to either buy it off him or buy a new one, which is fair. I tell you what, I've been very grateful for the deal that I've had. The stickers aren't going as well as yours. I think it's got one circle Sunday Debrief on the side, and it's got one rusty brand Scarb sticker on the back, and that's about it. But I'd have some suggestions for what car I should purchase for myself. I'm thinking RAV4.
Yeah, but that's fair.
Pretty similar to yours, to be fair.
A good all-round car that can do a bit of everything.
Bat, it can bowl. It's handy in the field.
Yeah, 100%. Like, can do a little bit of bush bashing as King of Clarkson King Clarkson says
We heard from him. We
did
reminds
hear
me.
from him. We did hear from
When
him.
we put out the sticker saying, who do you think's going to be the guest, he put himself up,
as the guest.
to
So
say-
he's obviously listening.
which is great. Which is because we hadn't heard from him for a while. We were a little bit worried. So just to
Yeah.
hear from him is awesome. And I
Just
reckon we do some, we'll get in contact in the new year with him.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because we're actually really worried about the King Clarkson there. So it's good to hear from him for sure. And nice all rounder, batting all rounder or bowling all rounder for sure. And by bush bashing, I mean just can hit the occasional curb and still be all right.
It's handy for me because I can't drive and I can't park. So curbs need to be able to be handled easily.
And you like to go a very high speed in low speed zones.
Yeah,
So,
look, the 165 in the 40 zone. Look, yeah. I actually realised when I was kind of going back through last week's episode, I never actually cleared up what I actually was. It was literally 71 on Mounts Bay Road, which is a 60. So I just ticked over. So, yeah, look, if anyone was slightly concerned whether the 165 was true, it certainly wasn't.
Yeah. Do not take anything seriously that we say.
No. And it was only 2 kids, not 3.
Yeah.
So this one was also a late entry to the quickfire questions. It's very insightful, actually.
Yeah. Sophia Juliana says, "Hi."
Yeah, a bit to delve into there. So she's used a capital H.
The lowercase I. We did check if this was, a bot account, but it seems to be somewhat real.
There's no profile picture.
Yeah. But they didn't even follow us.
No, they don't. So I don't know how Sophie's ended up on them.
I don't know how that's possible.
Maybe a friend of Coop's.
Yeah, possibly. We know Coops has many friends out there, so or could have been, just a random butt dial.
Could have been,
because butt dials do some random things. I tell you, it would be a butt dial, and then you'll go on your phone, and they'll be sending a message to your just whoever your year 7 teammate in under 12s. Indoor cricket, and you're like, what's going on here? So yeah, it does some random things. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's a butt dial that's going on the Sunday debrief, which was probably number 1 on her recommended anyway. So.
If we try to dissect it further, thoughts on the choice of greeting? I mean, could have been hey, could have been hello, could have been hiya with a ya. Thoughts on the hi? Very simple.
I don't mind it. I think you gotta extend a little bit. I don't think you can just say a normal, gesture like that. I reckon you gotta go, hey. How you going?
Yeah.
You always got to ask how people are going. That's another Australian thing, but I think that is not nearly as bad as the car waves. Everyone asks these days how you going, which is great.
It's lovely. But I mean when people say, hey, how are you going? Does anyone actually know how to respond with anything other than, yeah, good, thanks.
Good, thanks yourself. Yeah. No.
Because you're not actually I work at a news agency. So I was just customers, it's hey, how are you? And I don't expect anything other than good. I'm not expecting a life story.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the regulars might get into a bit of stuff, but what are you meant to say? Someone goes, my mum just died. Just went into debt. Just dropped below the poverty line.
Yeah. Head up, champ.
Anyway.
Head up, champ. Yeah, I'm going all right. Yeah, I'm going all right.
I mean, so dim. Get your spirits up. See the pros.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where it's a bit. You don't usually hear the other side of the good, and sometimes people just say good when they aren't good. So
maybe we need to encourage some more good conversations then.
100% for sure.
So if anyone asks how you're going, be honest next time.
Yep.
Anonymous. It's an interesting question.
This is one where we do have to have a good.
Let's do some calculations.
For sure.
Would you say your great grandmother's sister's great grandson is related to you, and how related? And is it bad if you meet and hook up at a family reunion with them? Okay.
So how many greats was that? That's 7 greats total.
Yeah, so quadruple great grandmother. How the fuck is she alive?
No, maybe she's not. Oh.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't even matter about the
it doesn't-
grandma.
no, it
It's
actually
the
doesn't
grandmother's
matter.
sister.
Okay. Quadruple great grandmother's sister. So your quadruple great grandmother-in-law? Nah.
But that can't even make any sense.
No. If it's a sister, then that's your quadruple great auntie.
Correct. But that wouldn't make any sense because it's then the sister's great grandson Oh wait, no.
So the
that
triple-
could still be.
So your quadruple great auntie's triple great grandson. So is that just your uncle?
That just could be your second cousin. I don't even know.
I think that's an uncle.
An uncle.
You
Great
No, it would be.
grandmother's sisters.
your
great,
quadruple great auntie's triple great grandson. So you're going 4 generations up, sisters, 3 generations down.
3 down.
So that's
So-
one
so this
generation
actually-
above you, and that's on the auntie side. I think that's an uncle.
Like this actually generally could be an actual question because it actually works out how they could actually still be alive somehow.
So
It's only one generation.
correct.
Mm.
So I think in short, he's trying to roundabout ask us if he can hook up with his uncle, his or her uncle. Interesting, intriguing question.
Is it bad if you meet and hook up at a family reunion with them? I wouldn't say it's good, but yeah, family reunions are probably just for getting. Well, I mean, you're getting to know your uncle, great uncle, pretty well by the looks of things. But yeah, I'll probably stay out of that one. There's a few too many. Just anything. I mean, if you go to Tasmania, it's probably alright.
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
but yeah,
Yeah, look, it's a pretty common genre these days, but I don't know if it actually happens in real life. So, controversial one there, anonymous. I'm glad they're anonymous.
yep. So am I. Yeah.
One to think about, mate.
Yep,
Look,
100%.
I don't think either of us are going to condone or encourage that one, but
Not
at
at
the
all.
end of the day, the world is a very fluid place these days.
Yep.
Anyway,
That's for sure. On to the next one. Another anonymous. And this one says, what do you boys think of ruining your best mate's younger sister? Should I tell him or let it slide?
well, at least they're not related.
Okay, that's a positive, but yeah. Best mate's younger sister, we're going to assume this is within the the legal
Yeah.
age bracket.
Under the assumption this is legal.
Yeah.
So then we're just looking at on a moral and ethical level.
You got to tell him, sure.
You got look. I think it's one. If it's someone that a mate is related to, I think if you're gonna make advancements, it has to be with genuine intentions. I think you would have to get on it down to earth with your mate and say, look, this is, by the way, best mates. He's specified best mates. So, okay. Perhaps he's quite close with the family. Perhaps he's been over quite a lot. And you have to go, okay, mate, obviously quite close with your family. And I think me and your sister get along really well.
Yeah.
I don't want to disrespect her or yourself or your family, but I want to get to know her a bit more. Do I have your permission to take her on a date?
Yeah. Okay, I mean, that's fair. I think that's fair.
But I don't think your best mate's younger sister is an appropriate person to go on the old casual with.
No. Not at all. I don't think so.
I think that could impact the friendship slightly.
And also, like, you're thinking about when did this happen? Like, you don't want to be inviting your best mate over to your house, and then he's doing something with your sister while you're having a shower or something. It's not ideal. You might feel a bit betrayed there.
Yeah,
But I
like
think-
playing FIFA with your mate and it's half time and you go, oh, just quick toilet break, sorry, mate.
Yeah. Just give me 2 minutes.
Just, you know what, 90 seconds will do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not great. So at the end of the day, I think you got to tell him something in a respectful way. Because it's not a joking matter. Because an older brother as well, they're usually a little bit
Protective.
yeah, protective.
Rightly so.
Exactly, rightly so. Yeah. So
I think it could be a friendship breaker, but the only thing that would guarantee the friendship breaker would be if you didn't say anything and then it comes out later on.
yeah, 100%. Like you don't
Just
want it to come out just randomly. You'd be like, hey mate, fucking
It'll come out on a drunk night as well.
100%.
And you go, oh, this would be a funny story to tell.
Yeah.
And then you suddenly,
Yeah, and the brother's just like, haha, good one, and then there's like dead serious, and then old mate just ends up in the boat harbour at Hillary's and he's drowning. So,
tell you what, mate, awesome leadway into the Hillary's boat harbour because we have a very important update to reveal.
By the man, the myth, the legend, Big Mont.
Big Mont.
Here we go. All right, so Big Mont's come with another update after his, spiel on the North Bridge.
Yeah, so if people, if this is your first time here, quick update.
Backstory.
Quick update. Sorry, quick backtrack.
Yep.
Big Mont went to a big night at the Hillary's Boat Harbour, got kicked out of the breakwater, tried to re-enter on multiple occasions, eventually jumped the fence to re-enter. Security got the police involved. The police took him to Hillary's police station, told him he wasn't allowed back in the area for the night. Big Mont had lost his phone and wallet, couldn't get home, so returned to the Hillary's Boat Harbour, went into Bar 1 to find his mates who could get him home. Had a run-in with the police who sent him to the police station, who went, okay, now you've breached bail, like breached your restraining order against the area. So now you're off to Northbridge. Spent the night in Northbridge jail. The last update we had was that his court dates were getting sorted. And now he's got a big update.
Here we go. So another update. Big Mont says, I have just woken up to some mail sent by the police. I got a letter in the past stating that the arresting officer acting on behalf of the commissioner has banned me from all licensed premises until June the 5th. So that's another, 6 months from now. So from June the 5th, Big Mont cannot go into any bars, pubs, clubs, casinos, liquor stores, wholesalers, producers, and all the hotel and restaurant bars. What the actual fuck do I do for the next 6 months?
I don't know, Big Mont.
No.
This is not good timing either. It's silly season and he can't go anywhere.
He could get very good at Fortnite.
Tell you one of the most ironic parts of this story, which I heard some insight into. Big Mont works at a liquor store.
Oh, he does.
So apparently
he's lost his job as
apparently
well.
he's able to keep his job, but he works at a place that he is not allowed to buy from or enter when he's not on shift, I suppose.
Yeah, wow. Okay. So he can still keep his job. Is that the official?
That is what I've heard.
That's what you've heard.
Yeah.
We might need another update from Big Mont there.
I know.
About his job. But
Another little insight.
Yeah.
Last night, some of the boys in his circle went to the casino, which he's obviously not allowed to go into. But Big Mont, the grind doesn't stop. He was on FaceTime with the boys, telling them which bets to put on, and got them $100 up at the time, apparently.
how good.
So he just. We said it last time. His loyalty to the Hillary's Boat Harbour, but this bloke's passion for a night out is just unparalleled. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, this bloke is the definition of if you put your mind to something, you can do anything. And I think Big Mont just shows if you got the passion and the persistence, you can accomplish anything.
Yeah, there's no excuses here. Like, as in, he could easily have excuses, but he's got the mindset, no excuses.
Yeah,
the grind doesn't go on.
Yeah.
So he's an inspiration, I would suggest.
100%. Yeah.
But to answer your question, Big Mont, I have no idea what you're doing for the next 6 months.
Not at all. No clue. Absolutely no clue.
And another good story here, sent anonymously. I think this is a she. Says, I have a bone to pick with Bar 1. The great Bar 1.
Great Bar 1.
Which
we have no bones to pick with, do we?
No.
Not
we
at
have
all.
a very strong relationship with the place, and we can only speak highly of it. So we have no association with this. And I mean, into the new year, plenty of things happening with Bar 1, I think.
Yeah,
I had a
100%.
great chat with Malcolm outside on Saturday night, actually.
Oh, fantastic. How'd
I
it
said,
go?
hey, mate, Ronan from the pod. He's like, oh, good to see you. And I was just like, yeah, obviously busy times recently, plenty happening, but in the new year, like, we're, keen to get cracking with some stuff. He's like, yeah, awesome. We'll see you around.
Love
So
it. Fantastic.
Can't
yeah.
wait to move on to that. So, yeah, look, we have no affiliation with this criticism
No, not at all.
of the flawless place. Anyway, she says, the sink bowls at Bar 1 aren't secure enough. I only say this as I have been left with a bruised jaw and arm from Saturday. Besides the fact of being blackout drunk, I slipped in the toilet, and to catch myself, I grabbed onto the sink, which ended up coming down with me. I had soaked used tissue all over me, and apparently I had thought I broke my jaw. No, I don't remember how the sink got back to its original place or how I got home either. I would suggest that the sink didn't magically return to its original place.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Bar One wouldn't be very happy with you if this anonymous story got revealed.
Yeah, 100%. I can picture it though.
Mm.
Coming down, trying to.
You don't
hold on-
actually have to picture
hold
it.
on
There
to
is
the
a
sink.
video.
Oh, there's a video
There
of it.
is, and at last update, she said she gave me permission to put it public, like the
Okay.
video,
Okay.
show the video, while kind of cutting out the identities of some other people
Yep.
within it.
Yep, that's fair. Let's give
Spot-
it.
This is great! Fucking
Okay, so cut out that bit. Now, can we just return to some of the terminology used in this explanation of what happened? I slipped in the toilet, and to catch myself, I grabbed onto the sink.
Wasn't she already on the ground?
Well, that's what I'm saying. On analysis,
On review,
she is voluntarily. I don't know. Is she trying to do ab workouts?
I'm not sure what we've gone
she
up.
trying to do, like,
We've
pull-ups?
gone upstairs.
Review that.
Review. We've got Snicko out, and there's a big spike on the ground.
If I'm looking at Hotspot right now,
Yep.
and when you look at the heat zone on
Yeah.
that sink,
Yeah.
those hands are latched onto there well before the sink comes
Yep.
down.
100%.
This is no accidental. I had to catch myself.
No, there was no catching to be done.
Mm.
The only catching that needed to be done was the sink falling on the head.
How about the sound on the jaw? No wonder she thought it was broken. Anyway, good.
I can't believe someone captured that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's
but at least we know, a bit of the backstory and the real analysis of the situation. Far out. They were some good stories there. For
Absolutely elite. And the quick fire questions, we've had a few come through.
Sure. Had a few come through.
If you're new here, we put these out just before we record, and we're having our morning coffee, and we don't look at them until now.
Not at all. So the first one, Sahib Sandhu features again and says, "How do you like your eggs cooked?"
Scrambled, thanks.
Yeah, I'm a scrambled man too. But there was one stage where I think it was probably year 11 or 12 where I was having scrambled eggs literally every single day, and I just got sick of them. So I still kept with the eggs, of course, because there's really no other thing you can be satisfied with while having breakfast. You know what I mean? I mean, you got your toast obviously as an option.
You have to have the scrambled eggs on the toast, right?
100%. You got your toast, and you put a bit of substance on the toast, whether that's Vegemite or just butter or whatever you want. And
Heroin.
Yep, that too. And you eat it, and sometimes you just feel a bit dissatisfied. You might get a bit hungrier around, that 10:30 mark. And it's like, oh, maybe you should have had something a bit better for brekkie. But eggs, if you have your eggs, you feel, satisfied with yourself, had a good start to the day, got my protein in, got my carbs in. And there was just a stage where I went off scrambled eggs and I just went to the poached. But now I've gone a bit back and forth.
It is something that you go through phases, right? I mean, I reckon I went through a egg phase in general. I was like, geez, I really underrate eggs. And I think actually, tell you what, it was the great Keith Solly, good friend of the show, who said, Fitzy, mate, how good are eggs? So I don't really know. I don't really have them. So, I mean, I think that morning I went and bought a, 12-pack from the great Coles Currambine.
And that was
took 'em home.
$83.
Yeah, well, that was the problem, mate. I got through my first dozen carton, and I was like, I can't afford another one. So I might have, you know what? I might buy some eggs on the way home. I'm gonna buy some eggs and a loaf of bread, and I'm gonna have some scrambled eggs for lunch.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Sahib. Ryan Hammond,
Featured again.
favorite story from the podcast this year.
We were just thinking about that this morning. We were thinking about doing a top 5, compilation of best stories we thought, or even putting it out to the audience as well. So I think that's something in the making there. But off the top of your head, favorite story?
Oh, look, it's hard.
Unofficially.
Unofficially, yeah. So, yeah, as we say, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a bracket series where by the audience, for the audience, it's the audience's stories. They can decide which one's the best. So I think we're going to do like a bracket, start with 8 matchups. So 16 stories, and then the audience, and then we get to the final. Anyway, personally, I mean, it's hard to go past the Bar One milk story. And that is our Bar One collabed on it. That got some good traction.
This is crazy.
I was looking at it the other day, because I think it got 12K views, but there's about 150, 160 sends. So, you know, I think people were like, this is fucked. I need to send this to my mates. And that's what we love.
Yeah, that's probably fair. For me, I think, I can't go past the bloke eating the yak. That was bad.
Shannon check. That was pretty grim.
Yeah, especially for the consequences after, or the reward that went unscathed. But
There's been some good ones, mate.
Some really good ones.
You wind the clock back, like some of these first, I've still got the note, like in the notes, like setting the tone with the Europe orgy. That was good.
That's a tone setter for sure.
The saga of Ryan Hammond.
Yep. That's a big one for sure, and I think that probably is his least favourite because I think he's still a little bit scared to go out of the house, which I think is fair enough. Yeah. But I mean, New Year, I think hopefully they can sort something out and bond a little bit more without any hands thrown. So that would be nice.
Yeah. The Papua New Guinean saga.
100%. Yeah.
Oh mate, there's been some crackers. So I think we'll make up a little competition here, let the audience decide, and then release a good video for New Year's counting down. Because, I mean, I tell you what, only been 8 episodes, but I look back at some of these and I've like almost forgotten. They're good memories, mate. It's been a good journey so far.
Yeah, 100%. We'll touch on that after the quickfire questions,
for sure.
how this journey's been 100%. And what it's come to. But
we'll get through this.
Yeah,
this one needs to be kept anonymous.
Moving on, yes, and that's probably fair enough. So, any thoughts on the recent allegation? Am I saying this person's name?
Better keep that anonymous as well. A common name of the show.
A common name. Any thoughts on the recent allegations regarding anonymous relations with minors? Okay, so that is again not our place to say.
Absolutely not.
I mean, there is a couple of people who are quite experts on that. Like you got your Josh Giddies and your Cole Malones, but yeah, it's not our place to say for sure. No,
that is a issue for the Federal Court of Australia, not the Common Court of the Sunday Debrief. Anyway, 100%. Nick Harold, just simple question: puss or doot? I'm gonna assume I've never heard that.
Neither have I.
Hang on. I need a bit of Urban Dictionary.
What is a doot?
Hang on. There's a lot of different definitions of this. What's the one that makes the most sense? Maybe that?
The smallest part of the waist.
An indent between the ribs and hips. Highly desirable by women, but not limited to females. Some men want a fire doot too. So, hang on.
What is this?
Okay, this is an interesting definition of it. The term doot means a mix of feces, urine, and vomit that is usually thrown by prisoners at the guards. This other Urban Dictionary definition, it can be used as an insult for a fat person. I tell you what, Nick Harold,
I think there needed to be a definition for that part, and there's also puss as well.
Well, I mean,
is that like a type of cat, or I'm not too sure.
Maybe the question is just cats or dogs. Maybe doot is a name for a dog.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's just an innocent question about whether we like cats or dogs. More of a dog person.
Yeah, so am I. I got a dog. Yeah.
Thanks for that really wholesome question, Nick.
Yeah.
Probably dogs. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, probably dogs.
And the great Mason Leckius always loves to pipe up. Who's the next special guest? There's actually a bit of context to him asking this.
What, does he want it to be him?
Essentially. So yeah, we're at the boat last Friday night. Just a typical Friday night, like a lot of the Quins footy club boys. Like, it's a Friday evening at 5:00, and they just send in boat ? Okay, sure. So I was going down there, saw some of the great boys there, and Mason Leckius, the great man himself, strolls in, and it was the night that we had recorded the Coops episode in the morning. So some of the boys were just asking, how's the Coops episode? I was like, yeah, great. Spoke really well, it'll be out on Sunday. And Mason, he goes like, when am I on? I think I just said whenever you want to be.
Yeah.
And I said, I was like, I mean, we talk about some of the potential guests with Croops, great cricketer. There was a potential tennis player that we'd like to get on, a young tennis player who's about to go to the Australian Open. Maybe a Will Schofield, get him over from back. Like Mason Leckius. It's probably the biggest name.
Household name. And I really think it's no doubt whatsoever that it will just absolutely blow off the face of the earth.
Well, I think so. And I mean, if you wind your clock back to some of the voice messages from the first couple months of the pod, I think you'll remember that Mason Leckius and the great Rory Jarman have had a bit of a feud. I think we get both of them on opposite sides of the room and just sort out their differences. It'll be like an episode of Judge Judy, mate.
Yeah.
And we just go, okay, just whatever you two need to sort out, just say it and we'll adjudicate.
That's probably fair, and I think that would make some good content for sure.
Right, give this a quick refresh, as always. Just
Any
make sure.
latecomers?
Any latecomers? No.
No, that's okay. that's okay, and that's okay. It's been a fantastic year, and we didn't think it would even get to this point. 8 episodes in, and we make some jokes, and we get some interesting comments and stuff like that. But most of all, the sport's been unreal.
That's the thing with one of these kind of things. Like when you get on a level with it, I mean, I've said this to like some people. The day that we put out that first little intro clip, when was it actually? I'll give it a quick scroll. But like it was, we did the little intro. I, screwed the cap back on the bottle. I still have that bottle, by the way. I'm saving it. I don't know what to do. I think we should sign it and auction it.
100%.
13th of September, that went out. And I remember like when we did it, like whenever you put yourself out there like this, it's terrifying. And I remember like made the little clip. I was like, all right, Rugsy, it's time.
Yeah.
So we're going to put it out on the new account and then share it on our stories and then like see what happens.
Yeah.
And like, put it up, uploaded it, put it on my story. I was like, oh, Rugs, it's out. Like, chuck it on your story. I didn't want to look at my phone for hours. So didn't look at my phone for a couple of hours. I was shitting myself. And I went back on and like to see the reception. So many of our mates shared that. And yeah, so the real like got 82 shares and like that just helped so much to, because you know that you'll always open yourself up to criticism, but it is completely outweighed by people genuinely saying we love what you're doing, it's really entertaining, and 100%. Nothing negative can outweigh that.
It was a great start. I mean, everyone getting around it, and you got people, I bet your mates would as well, always ask, how's the potty going, all that sort of stuff. It's the first thing. It's the first thing people say.
Yeah. Like people we haven't seen for a while.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes you think in the back of your mind, it's like, oh, are they taking the piss? Do they think it's a bit shit? But I think generally, like most people are like generally interested and grateful that we're in their ears.
I think Christmas time, a time of of joy and happiness and connection, I think reminds us of why we're doing this. And at the end of the day, we're just having a bit of fun. And if we improve the day or the week of 1, 5, 10, 100 people, then it's job done. At the end of the day, nothing to be taken seriously. It's nerve-wracking to put yourself out there, but like the positive feedback, knowing that we've genuinely made people laugh, genuinely made people happy, gives people an hour, like 45 minutes, an hour and a half, like where to kind of forget about the shit things in life and just listen to two blokes having a waffle about just funny things.
Yeah, 100%. Because it's all sent by the people as well. Because so everyone's contributing, everyone's sending their stuff in. We're just the ones talking about it. Really, we got no skill.
Our job is that easy at the end of the day.
That easy. Anyone could do it. We're just dumb enough to actually start it.
But yeah, and I mean, I feel like the best thing about these kind of things is kind of like is creating some form of like community, people behind the screen somewhat getting to know us as people. And I think 2024 is when we're really going to start turning that, what would you call it, digital community into an actual real one. We've got heaps of plans on the way, a few collabs on the way, where we actually want to bring people physically together. We're looking at working at some of our close friends over at Keegs and the Feel Good Boys with the DJ sets our motto has been the possibilities are endless.
And they're just so endless going into 2024. And I'm very, very excited for things to come, for sure.
Mate, cannot wait. So, ending 2024 on a wholesome note, on a genuine level, we have absolutely loved the last few months, and we cannot thank everyone enough for the position we're in now, where, you know, we've got a bit of a foundation, which we're so keen to build on into the new year, and it's going to be huge, mate.
Yeah, we'll keep going. Whether we get, you know, we don't really care too much about the views or the, you know, other stuff, but everyone's sending stuff in.
Yeah.
We'll just keep doing the same thing, whether we get 1 view or 10 views
It's
or
the
whatever.
quality over quantity, mate.
That's it.
If one person has watched the whole thing, but it made their day, awesome.
That's great. It's fantastic.
We're going to keep building, and enjoy your Christmases, enjoy your New Year's, and we will see you in the new year with some of the most exciting things that we could ever reveal for you.
Yeah, make sure to vote on all the polls going out.
Yeah,
In the off season, we'll call it. We'll be grinding away in the off season. You know, getting our reps in, and there's bigger and better things to come in 2024.
To be honest, I don't know when we're actually going to be able to be back in here. It's probably going to be only a couple of weeks, so schedule might just go as normal. But in the meantime, we're going to be getting a bit of miscellaneous content.
Yeah,
out.
that's it. There's so much to do.
All right, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and that is Sunday Debrief out for 2024.
Love it.